We're live. How y'all doing this? I guess this evening too, right? Or this night, I should say. Make sure y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me out there? Let me know. Um, Filthy Frank Black, how are you? Pedro Bermudez, how are you? Cash, what's up? Conan Evelyn, what's going on? Rachel Thornton, what's going on? Reach, what's going on? Happy New Year. Is this our first stream? I don't remember. Is this our first stream for the new year? Hmm. Let me look. I don't think it is, but it might. I don't know. Is it? Mm, let's look. I think this is our first stream for the new year. Yep. We've been gone a long time, huh? And I'm getting hot. You see, I'm getting hot. It's hot in here. Got a lot of stuff to drop. It's not our first time on talking to people though. We still do. We've been doing our meetups, but it's our first time live. Happy New Year to y'all. We let y'all get some of that Cat Williams love. You know how y'all do. If it's controversy, it sells. Is he at 50 million views yet? Should be at 50 million. Last time I looked. Let's look. See. First stream of the year. Thank you. Cash for becoming a member. 500K earner. Let's see. Oh, I hadn't looked to see what number is on. It's at 45 million. 45 million. It's almost at 50. He'll probably get to 50. He'll probably slow down a little bit though. He's at 9 days in, so it'll probably slow down. I don't know how much Willie D got. I don't know how many views he got. But nevertheless, you are here. We're Women in Linux. If you have not been keeping up with who we are, I'm Tamika. D is in the back. The audience is part of Women in Linux. If you don't know, we also have a Slack group. If you're not a part of our Slack group, you better hurry up and be a part of the Slack group. We're getting ready to probably start shutting that down pretty soon to outside members. Well, I ain't gonna say we're gonna shut it down. It just won't be uh easily accessible anymore. Let's say it that way. So, who am I? I am Tamika Reed. I'm your guest, Mr. Rourke, and this is Fantasy Island. No, I'm Tamika Reed, founder of Women in Linux. Been in utilizing Linux and in the game for 20 years now, over 20 years. Started out at using Linux. Like really, Linux is how Linux is really how I say I've gotten paid more in Linux than I have in Windows because I focus more on Linux. But Linux is how I got started. It is how I have made my bread and butter, and I have used that as my foundational tech skill, and then built upon that. It has taken me around the world. It has taken me and put me in places where I don't see people that look like us. When I say look like us, I mean people of color, from different AI, machine learning, space, quantum, whatever. I've I can claim, I can claim, I am an international speaker. I've spoken at conferences in Amsterdam. I have keynoted in Amsterdam. I have spoken at conferences and keynoted here in the United States. You can go look me up. No, there's nothing to hide there. And last but not least, I'm gonna take a page out of I'm gonna take a page out of our our R&B money. We are the official authority. We are the official authority of everything Linux. We are the official authority, everything Linux. And when I say that with um, I could tell you places and things about Linux that most people don't talk about. Most people talk about it from a general perspective, but they don't talk about how you can utilize your Linux skills in different areas, in different areas of tech and so forth. Right? What's going on, Tech Coach Rap? How are you? So that's my spiel. That's who I am. And what we do is we teach and talk about everything, Linux, everything where it touches, wh- and how to, and really how Foolish Finance Friday got started was to talk about what everything Linux touches, but also how you can parlay that money into your tech money into long term money. And Foolish Finance Friday got started because we got a chance to look at the petty side of finances, where we start talking about people who are investing uh, investing in assets that lead to foolish financial decisions, or they make foolish financial decisions, whether it's a prenup or a will or a trust, or what does that look like? So that's what Foolish Finance Friday came out of. If you know anything about us, on Saturdays, we used to do two shows. We split them up now. Tech Stocks and Jobs will be live tomorrow. It will be our first tech stocks and jobs of the year. I do have jobs. I do have some tech knowledge and some tech background. And most definitely, last but not least, we're gonna talk about some jobs. If you are on our meetups on Wednesday, you know I talk about jobs. I've been running several series on design thinking, a series on how to break down a job interview. This past week, I had people write a job description of what they currently do. Write a job description of what you currently do. Can you write a job description of what you currently do and explain that to someone else? Basically, can you explain what you do and put it into a job description? Not utilizing the job description that they give you, but utilize your own job. Like, what, really think out what you do. What are the components of a job description? How do you put that? How do you lay that out for someone? If you had someone to come behind you, how would you do that? If you're not sure of how that looks, come to our Wednesday meetups. That was one of the things we did this Wednesday meetup. We will probably uh, keep that up this week, and then move into how to write Jira tickets, how to write a problem, us, and then provide a solution. So basically epics, stories. What is agile? Those things. We'll go a little bit more to that. And if you don't know anything else about us, on Monday is How We Linux, where we get into uh, everything that Linux touches. But not only that, we go and break down job descriptions. I go and break down where Linux is at. And sometimes I may do some live training. I used to do live training all the time. Like, let's break out a terminal, let's install Linux, let's get going and actually do some installation of a product and go from there. But I feel like 2 hours isn't enough time for a concept sometimes. I think it needs to be broken up over parts, and truth be told, it should be in a meetup where you all can get to ask questions versus being here live. But that's just my thought process. Mm, Whatever. All right. So Foolish Finance Friday, Triple F Friday, the first one of the year. I know you all have your own things that you've been watching. If you didn't catch the last show, I'm not gonna even say did you catch the last show. I'm gonna bring this up. Let me get to it real quick. Um, and then I want to go from there. All right, and then let me. bring this up because I really want us to. I don't think people see it, understand, and see it until it's side by side. I don't think you understand and see it until it's side by side. So we gonna get petty off the rip, but there's a method to my madness. So one second, let me find this video that I'm looking for here. Now that one, we're gonna listen to a few things and then we're gonna go from there. Uh one second. I'm looking at the video. Hold on. I looked at it this morning. Now I can't find it. Ain't that about nothing? Mm, not that one. I'm gonna have to go to my history and try to find it. All right, so what I want to talk about, well, I want to talk about that maybe. Mm, we'll see. I got some ideas. One second, I'm looking for the video. It was I had it. I thought I copied and pasted into my notes, but I guess I didn't. But that's okay. I can go find it. So the first story we're gonna look at. Oh yeah, I need to share my screen too. Yeah, the Jira Agile knowledge is very important. Um, we need to do a series on that. But let me share my screen. All right, so the first one up is my wife doesn't want me to take a $720,000 job offer. I'm not gonna dive a lot into this one. I'm going to do a side by side comparison, and I'm looking for the video right now that I want to do a comparison of. And then we're gonna take a look in at the second video. We're gonna dive into that video. Um because I think it's important to dive into that video. I thought I had that. Mm. Anyway, so the what we see on the screen is my wife doesn't want me to take a $720,000 job offer. So if you watch that video, the title can be confusing. They both met when they were 14. Mm, for me, that's high school. For some people, that's junior high. It depends on, I guess, what part of the country you was in. Because in Georgia at the time, we all went to high school together. So for some people, it's junior high. For me, it's high school. And what uh essentially they both grew up to be physicians. They were both smart, both had good GPAs in high school, both had good GPAs in college. And she has really taken herself and really followed his journey into well his journey while he's doing his medical stuff and so forth and so on. But so now he has several offers. And one of his offers is he can get a job paying 720 and 720K and a large sign-on bonus that'll take care of all their student loan debt, the whole nine. She doesn't necessarily want that because she's happy in the job that she's in, but she's also has a fear of the fact that if she knows that even if she started a practice, she would never ever be as successful as he will be in this career. So there's a lot to be said there. And I'm not saying it in a bad way. I say it this way. Um a lot of times in and this is what gets as a misnomer as people talk about these things. A lot of times in marriages, people do compete with each other. And when I say compete with each other, I mean they challenge each other. Like, yo, you said that you was getting out there and you was gonna make 200K, 300K. What you doing? I'm at 200 over here. Where you at? Let's go. What's what we need? And so sometimes men and women look at it as a way to motivate each other. And that's really person relationship dependent all the way around. And then sometimes you get people that say, you know what, I don't want to compete with you. I just want us to be happy together. Right. And that method doesn't always work for the other person because they're like, what you mean you want? I'm happy, but don't you want more? Right. And so, it's sometimes in relationships, you get in this position where the person that you're with may want more, and it may not have started out that way, right? And so here comes Foolish Finance Friday of this. So the Foolish Finance Friday of this is, should she put aside her own dreams and wants for the greater good of the family, even though if it's going to cause her to be unhappy? Or should she go ahead and say, babe, we don't need XYZ? And you got to go watch the episode, because in the episode, it talked about at the lease job, if he took the lease job, in 20 years, they would have 27 million saved up at the rate they were saving up money. Would they have more if they take the job at if he takes the job at 720,000? Absolutely. So the question is, what makes you happy? What makes you happy as a couple? What makes you happy as an individual? Right? And I think in conversations we get confused about what makes us happy as a couple. I think that's just one thing. I also think you have your own individual happiness outside of just being a couple, and those two things can exist and be true at the same time. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm off, or if you think I'm wrong. But that's my thought process. Now, they've been together since they was 14. Um, well on their way to be multimillionaires. If whatever, right? Okay, so with that being said, we're gonna get into today's Foolish Finance Friday episode. That I know it's gonna be controversial. I hope it don't hurt some feelings, but it will. It's gonna hurt some feelings, but it's okay. They're your feelings, and you're allowed to have them, and you're allowed to be hurt. Just don't dump that on anybody else, and we'll go from there. All right. So I'm pulling it up right now. I'm gonna take my headphones off so you all can hear this. Um, and we gonna get into it, right? I'm not proving a point. I'm just proving like our conversations that we're constantly having about relationships and all this is off, but it's also part of the foolish finance of things. Now we got one couple that we just looked at, right? He's talking about $720,000. Right now we're talking about here, and in this case, let me clarify this up front. Both the mother and the father are wrong. They have, and let me say this: I'm not talking about wrong for each other. That's not what I'm talking about. They're just wrong in general. Like the path, the way, the attitude, the whole nine, everything is just it's just all wrong. And and until we can actually sit back and come back and say, okay, well, you know, how can we fix this? When we're not gonna be in the conversations of, okay, should my husband take this job for 720,000, even though I make $300,000 a year, he's gonna make 720. And if that's the case, but I'll still be working and doing my thing. I never hear I never hear these conversations in when we're talking about like what if you did meet someone, what if you did meet someone who's making 500,000 and he's making 700,000. Should she quit her job because he's making 700,000? I don't know. These conversations continue to go on, but we're gonna get into this video because this video was one of the videos I watched today, and I was like, "Oh, this would be a good petty tea moment." But it's actually dives into so many other topics, and then we're gonna back in this with some other stuff that I found when it comes down to Foolish Finance Fridays, about trust, about will, about probate court, and all those things. So let me get my headphones off, and then let's get into this video. All right, headphones off. Oh yeah, let me be sure the sound is up too, and make this widescreen. Sound up there. One second. D, you can take me down. Raise his son. If you wanted to raise your son the right way, you should have done it the right way from the beginning. Tanisha Gibson. Tadrika Gibson. Yeah. All right. So, Miss Gibson, you're before the court. Let me start right here. First off, the girl name is Tadrika Gibson. I'm going to assume her daddy name was Todd. That's my assumption. I'm assuming that her daddy name was Todd, and maybe her dad and her mama name was maybe Drika, but now they decided to name the child Tadrika. Let me stop right there, because the girl name is Tadrika. Tadrika, like, and she looked like she about 27. So me and D was talking like this baby boomers, ain't it? Ain't it baby boomers? I don't think Gen X is naming kids Tadrika. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But her name is Tadrika. So I'm assuming her daddy name was Todd. Her mama name was Drika. And they got together and was like, oh, babe. What you think about Tadrika? Nothing. I don't think nothing about Tadrika. Nothing. Tadrika. I don't know how y'all came up with that. But I ain't gonna fault the little girl. She can change that name though. She can change the name. All right, let's go. Tadrika. Now, here's the problem that I had with Tadrika. Drika. Her attitude was not of the best. I mean, you'll see it. It's way too much, but you know, I don't know what you're expecting out of Tadrika. I don't know how much you expect, but let's go. Case 2021 CR 05972 for speeding 35 plus miles an hour. And let me say this to D, put me back up on the screen. Whoever DeMarcus Carr is, and I think it was another guy. When y'all listen, I may have to clip this one up. When y'all go to court, sit your ass down. Why y'all gotta be y'all be walking around, y'all be on the phone, like your face is in the phone, you texting, you sending notes, you all in the video, y'all walking around, like what? Why? Why sit down? He in the bathroom. He got the phone on top of the refrigerator. There's people in the background walking. Why can't y'all sit down? One of y'all laying in the bed. If you ain't laying in the bed, y'all, What's wrong with y'all? What happened to etiquette? What happened to presentation? What had happened? And I don't want to hear nothing. And this is my rule of thumb. I don't want to hear nothing about they didn't have nobody to teach it to them. I don't want to hear nothing about that. At 25 and under, I give you grace. Older than that, you can kick rocks. I'm gonna give you some. You might not didn't know, and I also don't even really want to give you that because I think after you, if you can't read and you 25, why? Why you why you ain't take no classes? Why you ain't go get no GED? I don't understand. Like you can get it together. What's wrong with y'all? Why y'all out here looking like that? And then it ain't just the women, it's the men too. He go to the bathroom, he sit on the toilet. I'm like, is he on the toilet? Like this, I don't know. D, we was watching Kendra G. The girl had on the robe. Don't click on the shit if you gonna have on the robe. And then when she got up, her coochie came out. Like, hey y'all, hey y'all. Why? What is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all? What you doing? I'm here, Kendra. You see me, Kendra? That's what her coochie was saying. Kendra, you see me? I'm out here, Kendra. Hey. What's wrong with y'all? I have questions. That's me. My tab, my thing trying to pick up. It was going out. What is the problem? I have questions. I don't even know if it's home. I don't know nobody mama that didn't give them the basic. I refuse to believe it. I refuse to believe that your mama didn't tell you like don't come on, don't get on TV in your role. I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe that your mama didn't say if you gonna get on somebody's show, don't make sure you cover, right? And then y'all get on there with these little bitty short robes that don't cover nothing. They don't cover nothing. Y'all sitting up there like Miss what's her name? Miss Jenkins off of In Living Color. Y'all be sitting up there looking like Miss Jenkins off of In Living Color. Oh, I can't take you. I can't take it. I can't take it. Listen, if y'all if y'all see me come on the stream with rollers and a bonnet, well, first off, Dion won't even go live. She won't even go live with me and with rollers and a bonnet. She won't even let she be like, you gonna do that on your own. Don't do that. You ain't gonna do it on our page. You ain't gonna do that on our page. That ain't what you're doing. So I just that ain't happening. That ain't happening. I'm just saying. All right. So to recap, pay attention to the people on the side. Just pay attention to the people on the side. Y'all got my pressure up. Let's go.
Over the limit. You're on case 2022 CR 06344 for count one battery.
Before I finish, before she gets started, if your ass know you had to work, why the hell you at work in court? Who goes to work and is in court? Who does that? Who? And it don't look like she got no headphones on, so she's sitting at her desk at work, and everybody else can hear it. Everybody else hearing your sentences and you're a thug. Who does that?
Family violence. Count two, battery. Count three, simple battery, family violence. Count four, simple battery. And count five, simple battery, family violence. You're on case 2022CR06345 for count one, driving on a suspended or revoked license. Count two, no license. Count three, suspended registration. Count four, no tag, expired or invalid tag. Count five, speeding 26 to 30 miles per hour over, and count six, child restraint violation. And Ms. Gibson, I'm gonna just tell you, you should have had your bond revoked after the second case. You should be back in jail now, because one of the provisions of bond is to not get new charges. So somehow you escaped that, but I would have done a bond revocation if I was aware of it. All right.
So the look on her face, that's one. And Demarcus, why is your hand in the phone and all of that? Why are we here? Why are you Demarcus? Like, see, me, I'd be like, Demarcus, sir, I'm gonna need for you to put it down and pay attention to what's happening. What's going on, sir? Pay attention. And let me say this. When y'all are in meetings with and even though the focus is not on you and what you're doing in a meeting, you need to still be paying attention. This is how money gets away from you. And let me tell you why. Because you don't pay attention to how that person or how two people are interacting. So now you have no clue about what they're doing, what their work ethic is, how they're communicating. I tell you all the time, you got to learn how people move. You got to learn how people move. This, Demarcus, oh yeah, we would have had to have a conversation if I was a judge. Demarcus, I know this is not your turn right now, but sir, can I get you to put your phone down and pay attention and sit in the screen? That's what I need. But what I've started to realize is, and this is something that, and me and Dee been watching this. I think, don't get me wrong, I think we suffer from more trauma than what we realize, and our trauma won't even allow us to sit in peace with our own thoughts and our own things. I'm really starting to think that. I'm really starting to think that we can't even, like sitting down for 10 minutes or 15 minutes or an hour. I think, like that's I'm starting to see like and watch people. Like I've been watching people for a very long time, but I'm really starting to watch people. I gotta go. I gotta get up. I can't sit here. I can't do it. If I do, I'm starting to watch that. I'm starting to watch that, right? And so, let me stop this right here. And one day we'll do this offline. It won't be tonight. Um, let me let me find the lady. Hold on. Hold on. I have it. Oh, hold on. Cause I didn't recognize it before, and then I've been starting to watch videos and look at stuff, and then I start analyzing myself. And I'm not trying to self-diagnose myself, but there's some things to be said about things. And let me try to find this here. Um, I'm looking for the title of this video. And I may have to go um, somewhere else to find it. I'm on the thing, but I'm looking for a video. Okay, here they are right here. So these two videos right here, um, it says under earning. Oh God, go back to it. Under earning is a trauma symptom. Under earning is a trauma symptom. The second one is past trauma blocks you from career advancement. And I watched those two videos, and I want to do a breakdown on those videos because um she goes into a great detail of it, but I've been looking at ever since I watched those videos, I've been looking through a different lens at how people communicate. I'm gonna give you an example. You all probably do it, and you don't know that you do it, or you don't. Let me say it this way: you don't realize the effects of what you are doing on. So these traumas, these symptoms, these things lead to underpayment and undervalue of yourself, which which in turns leaves you in a poverty mindset, which then in turns affects your health, which then in turns gives you this I don't even want to call it a glass ceiling, but a brick ceiling, because you can't even see to the other side. You just see bricks. You just see a brick ceiling. It's not even a glass ceiling. And I brought this up on Foolish Finance Friday because we're we're seeing more and more effects of the brick ceiling, not the glass ceiling. And at some point, those bricks are going to start to fall. And so now the question is, how do you recognize it beforehand? So I'm gonna give you an example. You all will get in a meeting, and I'm not saying anybody directly, and I'm talking about in our meetups either. I'm just saying in meetings. And you probably heard someone say this. I know this is a stupid question, but I'm gonna ask this question. So what you just did was you wanted to ask a question, but you devalued yourself first. So you tried to not disarm anyone, but you didn't want to put yourself out there as if your question was of substance or meant anything to anyone. So you'll devalue yourself first before you ask your question. You'll take you will give your power away first before you ask your question. You'll give away your power before you make a move versus harnessing the power and then asking the question and then let the fallout be whatever the fallout is. And when you start listening to people ask questions in that way, you start immediately saying, okay, what trauma is that? Where is that coming from? Right? Is that nerves? Is that is that you is that you thinking that you're not of value? Why do you think you're of not of value? Why do you think you're no one cared about no one cares about your questions. Why do you think that? Right? What has happened to you for you to think your question isn't an important right now or ever? So don't do that, right? Your questions are of value. Your thought process are valuable, right? Because it's a thought process. You're thinking through it. You have a question. You may be confused. You're looking for an answer. You're searching for a solution. You're trying to get down the road. So maybe it may take you a little longer. Maybe you got off at the wrong exit and you need to get back on. And so your path may not be the exact path, but it's okay. But this is part of the you wonder why this is part of Foolish Finance Friday is because a lot of things, a lot of trauma, a lot of things come out of why you make foolish decisions about finances or who you have in your life or who you have around and why you have them around. And maybe you have those people around because they inflict trauma that you're used to, and so that's a usual pattern and you're okay with that. So you're okay with receiving and accepting someone telling you that you're never going to make 200,000, you're never going to make 500,000, because it's okay, because that trauma is recognizable, but happiness isn't. And so you won't go towards the light of happiness, and you be okay with dealing with trauma because it's familiar. It's something you know. It's something that you think that you can control, but it controls you. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's where you are. So how do you get out of that? What how do you move forward out of your own brick ceiling? Not glass, but a brick ceiling, right? Put a one in the chat if I'm making sense. Put a two if you like that don't make no sense to me. Put a one in the chat if I'm making sense. Put a two if it's not making sense. I'm open, right? Miss Miss A K said, I was taught a closed mouth don't get fed, and if you don't ask, you won't know. That's right. Thank you for the $10 super chat. You're correct. Here's the other part of that about that though. Here's the other part about that. A closed mouth don't get fed. Is knowing when to open your mouth as well. A closed mouth don't get fed, but when to open your mouth as well. That's another. That's a hidden gem. When to open your mouth. Some of you won't open your mouth until after the fact when you should have opened your mouth during the fact. Right? So I'm gonna do a dive on those videos one day. It may be a little heavy, and I think we probably have to do like an after hours or something like that. But let's get back to the original video because Tadrika and Demarcus are killing me. All right, so let's go back to Tadrika and Demarcus. Let's go.
It doesn't appear that you have an attorney, but I'm going to tell you each one of these charges carries 12 months to serve, and I could run them consecutively, meaning you could get more than 12 months to serve. Do you wish to have an attorney represent you?
Yes.
All right. Mr. White, Ms. Hahn, which one of you is taking on Ms. Gibson?
I'll take it, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Gibson, at the appropriate time, I'll put you in a breakout room with Mr. White, and he'll speak to you about your charges.
All righty.
Okay, all right. All right. So next,
Your Honor, ma'am.
Yes, Ms. Gibson.
Can I go? If I go ahead, can I just go ahead and plead to my case instead of waiting on the lawyer?
No, Ms. Gibson, that would make no sense. First of all, you're looking at multiple years. So if you want to spend 4 or 5 years in jail, that's up to you. But I don't think it's recommended to do that without the advice of an attorney. So I don't know what you got that is holding you up so fast that you're gonna trade years of your life because you got to do something right now.
Okay. Foolish Finance Friday. I don't have no patience. Can we just go ahead and get this over with? And whatever you gonna give me, you gonna give me. Well, ma'am, if I do give you what I'm gonna give you, you looking at 4 to 5 years. Then you just talk to a lawyer. Then you just go away with a lawyer. What do you have to do that you're willing to trade off right now 4 or 5 years of your life, which 4 or 5 years of earning potential? And she also has kids, so you're 4 or 5 years away from that. Then you're gonna get a record. And that's not to say it's not to say she don't already have one. I'm just saying, what are you doing? What's the mindset here? What is the mindset here? Right? Let's get back to it.
No, ma'am, I'm just at work.
Okay. Well, you knew you had court today. If you needed to take the day off, you should have done that.
Okay, now she at court, she on the phone, she is texting someone back while she in court. You can see her fingers moving on the screen while she in talking to this lady. You in court. You in court. Why is your hand all on the screen? Why you all in the video?
Making it easy for everybody by doing it by video. But if you need to exchange some personal time for what you about to do, that's on you. But that's adult thinking. So you still thinking about like the person who got these 3 cases. Adult thinking would have been, do I need to take the day off or use some personal time? Because I'm gonna have to handle my business. Now, like I said, on the table is multiple years. So you want to trade that for the next 5 minutes of your job?
No.
All right. So I suggest if you need to go talk to your manager and tell them that you got something going on and you need to take some personal time, I suggest you do that. And we'll be right back.
All right.
Oh, I'm gonna need these people to grow up. And I said that out loud purposefully.
I'm gonna need for you to grow up. Shit. Grow up. What are you doing? Get it together. Get it together. What's happening? What's happening, baby? What's happening? What are you doing? Why are we here? Tadrika, why are we here? Your mama and your daddy alley-ooped your ass and set you up for failure with Tadrika. That's first. But I'm going to let past Tadrika because it ain't your fault. You didn't make the birth certificate. You didn't do that. However, why did you go to work? You sitting up here with a rap sheet longer than goddamn anybody. Why? Let's go. Now look at this fool. Who's
Mr.
this in the
White, we
camera?
have an announcement.
Your Honor, I have announcements in Ms. Gibson's cases.
Yes.
So, Your Honor, for the case,
Now please pay attention to DeMarcus over here in the corner, not Miss Gibson. Look at what DeMarcus is doing. Look at DeMarcus.
I'm sorry. For the case ending in 5972, the solo speak.
DeMarcus is brushing his teeth on camera. Why DeMarcus didn't get up beforehand to brush his teeth, to sit here and be patient? Why is DeMarcus brushing his teeth? He in the bathroom. He is brushing his teeth. He's doing the most. Why are we here, DeMarcus? Why? Why?
Case, that's going to be a NOLO plea.
All right.
For the case ending in 6344, that's
Here's Tadrika in the case ending in 6344. Tadrika has 5 accounts on here, five things on here. One is a battery family violence, battery simple, battery family 5, battery simple, and simple family verified. She got 5 different counts on one docket. On one docket, she got it. Let's go.
Going to be a guilty plea to count 1 and 5. And for the case ending in 6345.
Okay, case ending in 6345. She has 6 counts. One is a license driving, I guess suspended license, no license, I guess a suspended registration, an expired tag, speeding over 26 to 30 miles per hour, and no child restraint in the back with the children. So, Tadrika, here's where we are with Tadrika, right? And then we are then going to be forced to have some type of I don't know, what is it we want to call, not pity, some type of leeway for Tadrika. And Tadrika can't even come to court and show up to court in a manner and such where she can pay attention, in a manner and such where she is not, girl, read detail her middle name, re, re, Regis, I don't know, Regisina, I don't know, Reginacea, I don't know. I don't know how y'all put these letters together and come up this this. How did y'all put these letters together? When y'all was like, when you was in the bed and you was like, my baby name is gonna be Tadrika Reginacea Gibson. How did you Reginacea? I don't know. How do you come up with these names? What was in it? Because I asked my mom, I said, hey, how did you come up with my name? She was like, it was in a baby book, Tamika. I just went through the baby book and they had Tamika in the baby book. Now my question is, who made the baby book? Because now Tamika's very popular. It's a very common name, and it's always associated with someone, of a melanin skin. But again, when I talk to people, some people they were like, "Oh no, Tamika is actually Japanese, means butterfly," is what I've been told from some people who were from Japan. I'm like, okay, that's what y'all say, whatever. However, I want to know what baby book had Tadrika in it. What baby book had Reginacea? Who named you, and what baby book is that? I want to know. Tadrika. I want to know. I want to know what she named her kids. Did she name the little boy Todrick? Did she name the little girl you gonna be Tracia? What? Who get the middle name? Did somebody get the middle name? How does that look on the obituary? If she passed away, how long has that got to be? You can't use but simple letters. You can't use a little fancy font with. What was her birthday cake like? What's her birthday cake like? We just call her TJG? Like TJG? That's what we call her? Like, what's her birthday cake? Tadrika, Regia. What does that look like? I always want to know. I don't know. That's what I said. Her daddy name got to be Todd and her mama name got to be Drika. Tadrika. Tadrika, you are the girl that I never had, and I want to get to know you better. Tadrika. No. All right, let's go. Tadrika count is running. Let's get the next one.
That's going to be a NOLO plea to count 1, count 4, count 5, and count 6, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Gibson, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. Ms. Gibson, you're before the court on 3 separate cases, represented by Mr. Justin White on each of those cases. The first case is 2021 CR 05972, Tadrika Riajanisia Gibson.
There she go, Riajanisa Gibson, Riajanisa. Riajanisa. Women Revolution, Riajanisa.
Speeding 35 plus miles an hour. You're entering a plea of NOLO on the case 2022 CR 06344 for count 1 battery, count 2 count 1 battery family violence, count 2 battery, count 3 simple battery family violence, count 4 simple battery, and count 5 simple battery. You're entering a plea of guilty. Guilty to counts 1 and 5. Counts 2, 3, and 4 will merge by entering a plea on the case 2022 CR 06345, driving on a suspended or revoked.
Have y'all been paying attention to DeMarcus? Y'all ain't been paying attention to the. See, y'all, I know y'all ain't been paying attention to DeMarcus. Let's back it up. I know y'all ain't been paying attention to DeMarcus. DeMarcus has been on the toilet. DeMarcus is like, I gotta brush my teeth, I gotta wash my face, I gotta take a dump. You can't make this up. Oh, let's go back. And we're gonna replay. Just watch DeMarcus.
Mr. Justin White on each of those cases. The first case is 2021 CR 05972, Tadrika Riajanisia Gibson, speeding 35 plus miles an hour. You're entering a plea of NOLO on the case 2022 CR 06344 for count 1 battery, count 2 count 1 battery family violence, count 2 battery, count 3 simple battery family violence, count 4 simple battery, and count 5 simple battery. You're entering a plea of guilty. Guilty to counts 1 and 5. Counts 2, 3, and 4 will merge by entering a plea on the case 2022 CR.
There you go. He just sat down. I'm telling you, I can't be no judge. Yeah, the lawyer is looking crazy too. That's what I said too. I said the same thing too, Natasha. I'm like, I'm sorry, Justin couldn't be representing me. I'd be like, yo, going on YouTube. Everybody's gonna see you. This ain't just in the courthouse. This everybody gonna see you. Yo, let's watch DeMarcus.
06345, driving on a suspended or revoked license, no license, suspended registration, no tag, expired or valid tag, speeding 26 to 30 miles per hour over the limit, and child restraint violation. You're entering a plea of NOLO to counts 1, 4, 5, and 6. Counts 2 and 3 will not be no prost. By entering these pleas, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself or present any testimony or evidence against yourself. And if you're not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things, Ms. Gibson?
Yes.
All right, factual basis and recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. On May 1st of 2021, while on duty of Highway 75 on Old Dixie Road, an officer observed a motor vehicle determined to be operated by the defendant, Ms. Gibson, traveling at 98 miles per hour in a 65-mile-per-hour zone. The officer initiated a traffic stop, made contact with the defendant. The state is recommending a 12-month probation, a $500 fine, driver improvement course, 20 hours of community service in the probation.
Now, who childish this is in the video? He texting. Now, that's a child in the video. Y'all be doing the most. Y'all be doing the most. Just sit down. Why he can't sit down? Why he can't sit down? That's what I want to know. Yeah, she was doing 98. Oh, honey, this ain't nothing. Let's go.
May terminate upon completion.
Okay.
For the case ending in 06344, on October 30th of 2021, an officer was dispatched to 8378 Carrington Lane, Carlington, Carlington Lane in Jonesboro, Georgia, where the incident occurred in Clayton County, in reference to a domestic disturbance. Upon the officer's arrival, made contact with the victim, Mr. Michael Bryant, who advised that he was in a physical altercation with his live-in girlfriend and the mother of his child, the defendant, Ms. Gibson. He advised that she threw a can of strawberry Rita at him, which missed.
You think I'm petty? This petty. They got a can of strawberry Rita getting thrown at him and it missed.
Which missed. Then she threw the child's toy at him, a bowl, a spoon, and a fork as he walked down the stairs. And that she swung on him and scratched him on the side of his face. And the officer observed the injuries.
No, the judge looks like, I'm so sick of y'all and this bullshit. That's what the judge looked like.
The state is recommending for count 1, 12 months to serve 2 days. A weekend is okay. The balance to be probated, a $500 fine, 50 hours of community service, family violence intervention program, and no contact with the victim, Mr. Michael Bryant. Count 2, 3, and 4 would merge. Count 5 be 12 months probation to run concurrent with count 1, 40 hours of community service, and no contact with the victim, Mr. Bryant.
All right, next case.
For the case ending in 06345, on September 25th of 2022, an officer, was on patrol of Highway 138, where he observed Highway 138.
Okay, Michael Bryant has entered into the building, and we're all in DeMarcus' house, and now he's getting ready to cook. He's got to cook us breakfast. Michael Bryant is the baby father, or the person that has been victimized in this case. They had the strawberry Rita thrown at him, a child's toy, and also a scratch, who's also attacked as well too. Right. All right. So pay attention to Michael Bryant. The rest will be yeah, he getting good breakfast. He's got DeMarcus got a good breakfast. DeMarcus got good breakfast. Let's go.
In Autumn Forest Drive in Clayton County, where the incident occurred, he observed a motor vehicle that was being later determined to be operated by the defendant, Ms. Gibson, traveling at a speed, a high rate of speed, and through radar detection determined that it was 75 miles per hour in a 45 mile per hour zone. The officer initiated a traffic stop and made contact with the driver of the vehicle and determined, actually, when the vehicle stopped, Ms. Gibson jumped out of the vehicle.
And left her baby in the car?
No, I didn't do that.
You grabbed the baby when you ran?
My kids actually got out of the car. We were at the gas station.
Oh, so y'all was all fugitives.
No.
So y'all was all fugitives. Tadrika Reginacia Gibson. I have no words. I have no words. I have a question. They put me on the big screen. I have a question. I just got a question. Don't shoot the messenger. Could y'all be friends with a woman named Tadrika? I just got a question. Could you be friends with a woman named Tadrika? If y'all were out and about, you was at a little gathering, and y'all went around, people introduced, and somebody said, "This my friend Reginacia and her friend Tadrika. Could you be friends with Tadrika?" I'm just asking. I'm just asking. If she walked up to you and she was like, "Hey girl, hey girl, hey girl, hey girl, hey girl, hey girl," I just asked, can you be friends with Tadrika and or Regina Nacia? I just want to know. Just asking. Just asking. Just see where you at. Where you at. You said yep, but she gotta have a nickname like T. She can't have Drinker. She can't be Drinker. She gonna make somebody an accomplice. I'm just asking questions. You roll, y'all go to the y'all go to like a little gathering, a millionaire mindset millionaire mastermind, and the chick sits at y'all table, and she everybody get to exchanging who they are, what they do, and they get around to her, and she say, "My name is Tadrika, and I'm here because blah 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 blah." Could you be friends with her if she had the millionaire mindset mastermind? I'm asking. Down to earth, you say the unspoken inner community stereotype is that certain names define behavior and where you from. It does. But it's like, could you be friends with her at the millionaire mindset mastermind? I'm just asking.
When I pulled into the gas station instead of on the side of the road.
Okay. Go ahead, Ms. Jean-Pierre.
All right, it was determined that the
Hold
defendant
on. Let's go
And,
back.
and left
So
her
y'all can
baby in the car?
So y'all can see the reenactment.
No, I didn't do that.
You grabbed the baby when you ran?
My kids actually got out of the car. We were at the gas station.
Oh, so y'all was all fugitives.
No, when I pulled into the gas station instead of on the side of the road.
Okay. Go ahead, Ms. Jean-Pierre.
All right, it was determined that the defendant did not have a valid driver's license, nor was the vehicle that she was operating have valid registration. Additionally, the officer observed that the 3 children that were in the back seat were not properly secured in the car seat. The 2-year-old was sitting in the 2-year-old was sitting in the car seat, but was not strapped in.
How old are the other children? Do we know?
10 and 7.
So all 3 of them should have been in some form of restraint in the backseat.
They were in the back seat. It was the 2-year-old.
Miss Gibson, it's not going to help you to keep popping off because
Miss Gibson. Reggie ain't here. It's not gonna help. It's not gonna help. Reggie ain't here. Come back home, girl. It ain't gonna help you. It's not gonna help you, Reggie ain't here. No. It's not gonna help you to keep popping off.
by law, until your child is 85 pounds, they're supposed to be in a child restraint booster seat in the back seat and strapped in. So you had a 10 and a 7. I'm sure neither one of them were 85 pounds. So you just keep popping off, but you're not making your situation better because you're still wrong as 2 left shoes. So just be quiet. I'm going to acknowledge that you was just going through something during that period of time. Because like I said, your bond should have been revoked after the second case.
Okay, so D picked this up. D said, look at her face now that Michael Bryant is here. And she was like, and the judge trying to give her a way out. I'm just gonna say you was going through something. You know, at that time you was going through it. It was just a lot going on. You ain't know how to handle and deal with your emotions. That's what we're gonna go with, right? Right? Ray Janacia Gibson. Justin looks bewildered. Justin looked like I don't even know why I'm here. Let's go. This is Foolish Finance Friday. These are foolish decisions that are going to affect her for a long time. They're going to affect him for a long time. This is another look at how your finances and your attitude and the things that you do can affect you for a long time. This is what I mean. Let's go.
Well, let's just say you was going through something. Don't erase that from my mind by keeping popping off, because I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. Go ahead, Ms. Jean-Pierre.
Yes, Your Honor. So she was taken into custody, and I think her children were left with their mothers. The state is recommending for count 1, 12 months to serve 2 days, the balance to be probated, a $500 fine. Count 2 to be no pros. Count 3 to be no pros. Count 4 to be a $100 fine, and count 5, 12 months probation, $300 fine. It's that driver improvement course, but probably necessary. It can terminate upon completion. Oh, I'm sorry, and $50 for count 6.
Mr. White, I'm sure you have something to tell me about Ms. Gibson and her circumstances at the time of these 3 interesting cases.
No, Your Honor. We just ask that you accept the negotiated plea.
All right, let me do a little figuring here. All right, so let's go. So, ma'am, on On the case 2021CR05972, where you were going 98 miles per hour in a 65, I'm going to accept your plea of NOLO. I'll send you to pay a fine in the amount of $500. That's going to be $737.50 with the surcharges. You're also to take a driver improvement course. You'll find that course on the website.
Now, what you see on the screen now are the charges that she has had against her for quite some time. She has a sheet. This is her criminal history. She was born in 97, so these ain't Gen X kids because we didn't have kids at that time. These baby boomer kids. These baby boomer kids. These are baby boomer kids. 97? Gen X ain't got nothing to do with that. We weren't born in 97. We couldn't be having no kids in 97. No, we weren't doing that. If we did, if so, if she was born in, nah, unless her mama was young, unless her mama was young, nah. So you can't see this, I can, but these go back all the way up to 2018. 2018, she missed 2020. That was a pandemic. That was a pandemic in 2019. But 2021, 2022. Oh no, she got one down here in 2020. She was popping in 2020. She was popping in 2020. This right here, she won't ever get no clearance job. This ain't that she ain't gonna get no clearance job like that. Unless it's 10 years out. She might get one. Let me take that back. 10 years out, she might get one. But she gotta be straight and on the narrow. She's gonna have to find her a lawyer. Nah. She ain't nah. No, me, I'm Gen X most definitely. We the last dying breed of no tech and tech. Well, we the ones that are the last group of people that didn't have any that grew up with no tech and morphed into using tech. We're the last dying breed. Everybody else, y'all had tech growing up. Everybody else had tech growing up. Y'all had computers in the house. Wasn't no computers in the house. Your mama couldn't afford it. And if she did, it was a Tandy. You're the last of the dying breed. People were like, they were like, what's going on with Gen X? Everybody was like, leave Gen X alone. We good. We can sit in silence. We know how to be quiet. I was watching a movie last night on Apple TV, and it was Osage. I forget the name of the movie, but anyway, they were on an Indian reservation, and they were commingling. The Indians and the white men were commingling with the Indian women, but they were basically killing them off for their land. They were marrying them and then kill them. And it's a story about how they're doing an investigation on why were the women getting married, and then all of a sudden they were dying, and they were dying before 50. Like they would have their children and then knocking them off. And so they um when in the story it started to rain, right? And it started to rain real hard. And the lady told the guy he was getting ready to pour a drink. She said no. She said when it's raining outside like this, you just need to sit still and in silence. Now growing up, whenever I was with my grandmother and it was a storm coming in and it was raining, it was thunder and lightning, she would like get away from the window and sit still and be quiet and unplug everything and let the Lord do his work. Be in silence. right? Learn how to be in silence. You know, like for me, being in silence as an only child, that's easy. Get off the phone. That lightning will come through the phone. Unplug everything. Get away from the window and just be quiet. Turn everything off. Unplug everything. Turn it off and be quiet. The Lord is doing His work. Hush, child. Hush. Hush, child. Right? And sometimes, just my own personal thought, maybe we need to tell the children to hush. Sit in silence a little bit. You ain't got to go to sleep. Let's just sit here and be quiet. Just be quiet. Just silence. Let your thoughts rest a little bit. As Dion say, let your throat rest. Rest your throat.
Georgia Department of Driver Services. Don't just Google. You're going to go to the actual state agency that issues your license. You're going to go to their website. They have a pull down menu. Choose one of those courses in a county that's convenient to you. As long as it's approved by Georgia Department of Driver Services, that's one that we will accept. So don't waste your money and your time by getting something that the court will not accept. All right, you're going to do 20 hours of community service, and you're going, once you have completed those things, your community service and your probation, once you've completed the community service, the payment, and the driver improvement course, your probation will terminate on that case. All right. On the case 2022 CR 06344, you're entering a plea of guilty on counts 1 and 5. On count 1, it's 12 months to serve 2 days. Those 2 days can be served on a weekend.
Your Honor.
Yes.
I do apologize. I just saw this message, but the victim, Mr. Bryant, I believe is on and wanted to make. Is that this case?
Yeah, that's this case. Raise your right
Okay.
hand, Mr. Bryant. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I'm gonna start right there because this is where the controversy is gonna pick up. This is where the chat is gonna go insane, and this is where it's gonna get piss some of the folks off. But you are going to be okay tonight because it's your opinion. It's all good. You ain't in this situation. It is what it is. All right, let's go.
You put your hand down. Go ahead, sir. Tell me what you want me to know.
Well, she's my child's mother, and I would have to have some form of contact with
No,
her.
you wouldn't, sir. Let me disabuse you of that. If y'all haven't had these children in marriage, or if you weren't married soon after the birth of the children, and if you haven't gone to Superior Court and legitimized the children, no, you do not in fact have to have contact. The only contact you're required to have under those circumstances is you can pay child support. You can send it through child support enforcement, or you can send it child support money only, no contact. No talking, no baby, I love you, none of that stuff through the mail at the home where the children reside. So no, sir, you do not.
Now, how many did y'all know about legitimizing the child through Superior Court? I'm gonna rewind it because I don't think y'all heard her. Let's go.
Testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. Go ahead, sir. Tell me what you want me to know.
Well, she's my child's mother, and I would have to have some form of contact with
No,
her.
you wouldn't, sir. Let me disabuse you of that. If y'all haven't had these children in marriage, or if you weren't married soon after the birth of the children, and if you haven't gone to Superior Court and legitimized the children, no, you do not in fact have to have contact. The only contact you're required to have under those circumstances is you can pay child support. You can send it through child support enforcement, or you can send it child support money only, no contact. No talking, no baby, I love you, none of that stuff through the mail at the home where the children reside. So no, sir, you do not have to have contact. But go ahead, continue.
Well, being a black man and raising a black son, I would.
Well, being a black man raising a black son, you should have married the mother, or you should go to court and get the child to be legally yours. So until such time as that child is legally yours, biological, I don't care about. Until the child is legally yours, I don't have to consider any of this.
So you
Boom. She said until the child is legally yours. Either you marry or you legitimize the child in superior court. So you heard from the judge mouth. So we could stop with the whole thing about, oh my goodness, what about the black children? What about the mama? What about the daddy? Here's an option. Here's how you do it. You hear it here first. I'll never hear any other podcasters talking about legitimizing the child through court. Through court. Not the fact that it is your son, but legitimize your child. And I went and looked this up. I went and looked it up. Went and looked up what does it mean to legitimize your child by state. Each state has their own thing. Know how to do that. Fathers out there, if you want to take control and be in your child's life, and you want to have some say so, and you need to go legitimize your child. Don't be on the sideline talking about I pay child support, but she won't let me see him. You just heard her. She was like, they ain't got to. She ain't got to. She don't have to. It just says that you birthed them. You need to have some legitimization going on. Lawyer words. Not mine. It goes the same way. You all have to understand what your rights are, what you give up, why, how, what you can do, what you can't do. Just because you signed a birth certificate, according to this, don't mean nothing. I'm going to play it again so we can hear it back, so you can get the words. It's coming out of the judge's mouth, not a speculation, not a lawyer you want. Here you go. Let's rewind. Let's go back a little bit more. Here we go.
mother, and I would have to have some form of contact with
No,
her.
you wouldn't, sir. Let me disabuse you of that. If y'all haven't had these children in marriage, or if you weren't married soon after the birth of the children, and if you haven't gone to superior court and legitimized the children, no, you do not in fact have to have contact. The only contact you're required to have under those circumstances is you can pay child support. You can send it through child support enforcement, or you can send it child support money only. No contact, no talking, no baby I love you, none of that stuff through the mail at the home where the children reside. So no, sir, you do not have to have contact. But go ahead, continue.
Well, being a black man and raising a black son, I would.
Well, being a black man raising a black son, you should have married the mother, or you should go to court and get the child to be legally yours. So until such time as that child is legally yours, biological, I don't care about. Until the child.
And I went and looked it up. To legitimize a child in superior court is $200. I went and looked it up. It's $200 in the state of Georgia, in the state of Florida. It's $200. I just wanted to know how much it was to legitimize the child. Now, when you legitimize the child, now you got some say so. Now you take your power back. Now you can say whatever it is that you want to say. Listen, understand the laws and the rules, and you got to play within the game. It is what it is. It is what it is. You got to play within the game. This is the game. This is how you play in it. Now, once you do that, the question is, what are your rights after you do that? Same thing. Same thing. You talking about you glad you in Texas, Axelrod? Go look it up. Go look it up. In fact, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna do it now. Let's see, legitimize child in Texas. For parents who are not married, the father and the mother can sign a legal form called acknowledgement of paternity if they both agree he is the biological father. Right? How do I legitimize my child in Texas? Parents can sign a free legal document called an acknowledge of paternity. This is the most common way to establish paternity. Parents and then a judge sign a legal agreement court order stating who the father of the child is. That's in Texas. You probably know a lot of people that have religion. Y'all just don't know the rules. You hadn't legitimized that child. Y'all just don't know the rules. That's the problem. Let's go.
It's legally yours. I don't have to consider any of this.
I'm a back up.
Only no contact, no talking, no baby, I love you, none of that stuff through the mail at the home where the children reside. So no, sir, you do not have to have contact. But go ahead, continue.
Well, being a black man and raising a black son, I would.
Well, being a black man raising a black son, you should have married the mother, or you should go to court and get the child to be legally yours. So until such time as that child is legally yours, biological, I don't care about. Until the child is legally yours, I don't have to consider any of this.
So you would rather see young black men steady grow up with fathers?
No, what I would rather see is young black men do it the right way. Either have a good relationship with the mama and marry the mama and be in the home and take care of their children, or go be legally bound to their children through the courts if they can't live with the mama, and make sure that if something should happen to them, then their children are taken care of and provided for under whatever is legally available to them because their parent did the right thing. So what you're not gonna do, sir, what you're not gonna do is come in here telling me about what a black man needs to be. I've been black a long time, so I know I'm older than you and your baby mama. Probably put your ages together, I'm that age. So let me tell you something. When you want to do something the right way, do it the right way. But what you're not going to do is play on my sympathy, talk about you don't want a black man to raise his son. If you wanted to raise your son the right way, you should have done it the right way from the beginning. You out here having 3 kids with this woman, and then y'all can't even get along enough to raise the child. So what you ain't going to do, sir, is bring that foolishness to me. Now, are you done talking?
Thank you, ma'am.
Anything else you need to say to me about what I need to do when you didn't do what you were supposed to do to legitimize your children? Anything else you need to say to me about my responsibilities to your children? Anything else? What you need to do is help her pay some of this money when she was wilding out, because probably you had something to do with some of that she was going through.
Thank you.
So you might want to scrape together the money to help her take care of your black son. Don't take me there, sir. Because I advocate every single day for men to be good fathers. And you gonna tell me you ain't done nothing you supposed to do, but you gonna tell me I got a responsibility to your children? No, sir, I do not. I got a responsibility to the law. And you talking and I can't hear none of it because you muted.
So, you see why I watched it today? You see why I watched it today? Let's get back to y'all want to hear the read one more time? Because I thought it was a great read. I thought she made some valid points. I think it goes for both men and both women. If you want to have people in your life, if you want to have someone who is the father or the mother of your child, it needs to be legitimate. You need to legitimize that. You don't have to marry them. You can actually go down to the court and do it yourself. You all can do it. Figure out what it is in the state in order to do that. You want to have a say so in your child life, what the future looks like, what it is that you want to provide, have that thing. Here you go. Here you go. We no longer have to sit on the internet now and be like, I can't see my child, or I'm not dealing with the father because of here you go. Why is this on Foolish Finance Friday? Because what happens is now she has to come up with this money and go to jail. She has to take time to figure out all this shit. He's got 3 kids by her. The thing was, we'll say, is she should have picked better. He should have picked better. They were living together. The question is, and that never dawns on anybody, that really like chaps my hide. Why can't you just be better people? Why can't you just be better people? What's wrong with being better people? What's wrong with being a good person? What's wrong with being just a good human being? What's wrong with putting forth your best effort to do the best for yourself and so you can provide for others and yourself? What's wrong with just being a good person? Why do we always have to be like, well, you could have picked better, or you could have did better, or why you just can't be better? Why you just can't be a good person? What is in you for you to not be a decent human being? What wakes you up in the morning and says, you know what? I'm gonna be a shitty Negro today. That's what I'm doing. I'm shitty today. What what goes on in your head and be like, you know what? Today is a good day. It's shitty Negro day. And I'm all for it. What wakes you up? I just want to know. I be having questions. Why can't you just be a decent human being? What is so hard? I just be having questions. And take it one step further. When I tell you you need to be the solution, here's a case where the actual father can provide a solution to the mother. He's talking about his son. Now, yeah, he probably may have signed the birth certificate. I don't know. It don't sound like it. I don't know. But he got to take one more step. He got to take one more step. He was too busy thinking about how it affects him and his son, and she gave him the answer. She giving you the play-by-play, but you steadily like, yo, my son, my seed. My son, my seed was my seed. You know what I mean? Like, she gave you the answer. She said you need to legitimize in the court. You either marry her or you go to the court. And when you go to the court, you got to do your paperwork thing and you got to legitimize your son. Right? That's what you got to do. I understand that, Your Honor, but you really want to see a black man out here? And she was like, when he said that triggered her, because she was like, I already told you, Negro, what you needed to do, but now you still coming back at me about some bullshit. You got one more step, my guy. What step? Let's do it again.
Or you can send it child support money only, no contact, no talking, no baby I love you, none of that stuff, through the mail at the home where the children reside. So no, sir, you do not have to have contact. But go ahead, continue.
Well, being a black man and raising a black son, I would.
Well, being a black man raising a black son, you should have married the mother, or you should go to court and get the child to be legally yours. So until such time as that child is legally yours, biological, I don't care about. Until the child is legally yours, I don't have to consider any of this.
So you would rather see young black men steady grow up with fathers?
No, what I would rather see is young black men do it the right way. Either have a good relationship with the mama and marry the mama and be in the home and take care of their children, or go be legally bound to their children through the courts if they can't live with the mama, and make sure that if something should happen to them, then their children are taken care of and provided for under whatever is legally available to them because their parent did the right thing. So what you're not gonna do, sir, what you're not gonna do is come in here telling me about what a black man needs to be. I've been black a long time, so I know I'm older than you and your baby mama. Probably put your ages together, I'm that age. So let me tell you something. When you want to do something the right way, do it the right way. But what you're not going to do is play on my sympathy, talk about you don't want a black man to raise his son. If you wanted to raise your son the right way, you should have done it the right way from the beginning. You out here having 3 kids with this woman, and then y'all can't even get along enough to raise the child. So what you ain't going to do, sir, is bring that foolishness to me. Now, are you done talking?
Thank you, ma'am.
Anything else you need to say to me?
And Tardrika, she don't need to say shit because she was sitting up there laying up with this man. Talking about, thank you, man. No, you shut your ass up too. You shut your ass up too. You out here, you running red lights, you doing crazy shit. Shut your ass up too. Tardrika.
About what I need to do when you didn't do what you were supposed to do to legitimize your children. Anything else you need to say to me about my responsibilities to your children? Anything else? What you need to do is help her pay some of this money when she was wilding out, because probably you had something to do with some of that she was going through.
Thank you.
So you might want to scrape together the money to help her take care of your black son. Don't take me there, sir. Because I advocate every single day for men to be good fathers. And you gonna tell me you ain't done nothing you supposed to do, but you gonna tell me I got a responsibility to your children? No, sir, I do not. I got a responsibility to the law. And you talking and I can't hear none of it because you muted.
Ma'am, can you ignore him, ma'am? Please.
Yes, ma'am. I'll be more than happy to do that. I'll be more than happy to do that. So back to where I was. So on the 12 months to serve 2 days, you can serve it on a weekend. Balance will be probated to pay $500. That's $737.50 with the surcharges. And the 50 hours of community service. You're to take a family violence intervention program, and you're to have no contact with Michael Bryant. And Miss Michael Bryant is not you are the legal parent of the children. So if you do not want Mr. Bryant to have contact with his children, that's up to you.
Just as simple like that. If you don't want him to have contact, he has not legitimized the kids. He has to legitimize the kids. It is now up to her to make him see his kids. It's on him. He has to do the work. But the spin would be, she keeping me from my kids. No. Judge said, you need to go legitimize them. Biologically, they're yours. But that's it. And we'll say that's enough. But here's where the downfall comes in. If something happens to those kids on his shift, on his time, they're gonna be like, why she let him go with them? Why she do that? It's adulting. Become adults.
But he can't have any contact with you.
Yes, ma'am. I have one question about the 2 weekends, because I don't know if I went in jail for it or not, but I still have to serve the 2 days.
The fact that she said, I don't know if I went to jail for it or not. You can't remember when you went to jail. See, that's an issue. You don't know when you went to jail. I know every time a police has stopped me, what he had on, where I was at. What happened? You don't know when you went to jail? I think I went to jail for that. I don't know. I think so. When was that? Oh no, that wasn't me. I ain't go to jail that time. But that other time I did.
But you can serve it on a weekend
When
or
can I do?
hold on now. It can be a non-traditional weekend. Like if you work Saturdays and Sundays, we can do a Monday and a Tuesday or Wednesday and a Thursday. And I will give you a week or so to report. So I'm not gonna make you do it right tomorrow. We're gonna talk about that, okay?
I work Monday through Friday, so I can do the weekend.
Okay, so I'll tell you how that's gonna work in a minute.
I can go to jail on the weekend. I can do it on the weekend. I find somebody to babysit my 3 kids, maybe 5. Who knows? Somebody will babysit them. Who gonna babysit them? Is the daddy gonna babysit them? Because he ain't got there's no connection there. So who's watching the kids? Her mom.
All right, so on count 5 in the case ending in 06344, that's 12 months probation to run concurrent. That means the one at the same time as 40 hours of community service and no contact with Mr. Michael Bryant. He can send payments through child support enforcement. So if you want to set up a child support enforcement case and he can send payments through that, you can do that. And that way you can receive money for your children. On the case ending in 06345, you're entering a plea of nolo to count 1. That's 12 months to serve 2 days, balance probated and to pay a fine in the amount of $500. So that will run concurrent with the case 2022 CR 06344. So that means you're only going to have to serve 2 days. Okay. You're going to do all of these at the same time. So if it says 2 days, the same 2 days are going to take place for all of these. You get me?
And I just go in and I'm coming out in 2 days.
Yes, ma'am. And I'll explain that in a minute. So that on that case, it'll be 12 months. I'm sorry, the next part of that, part 5, is 12 months probation, 40 hours of community service. And that's the no contact again with Mr. Michael Bryant. Now on the case ending in 06.
I don't even know how the hell you keep up with all this shit. I'm like, what account is this for? What am I doing? Like, how do you keep up with this shit? Why you even want to be bothered with this? Yeah, DeMarcus got 10,000 steps in. That I'm like, sit down, DeMarcus. If you don't set your ass down somewhere, set your ass down. He done cooked, he done brushed his teeth, he done been on the toilet, he done walked around. Like, sit down.
4-5, you're entering the NOLO plea. That's 12 months to serve 2 days. That's going to run concurrent with the case ending in 06344. So you'll serve those 2 days at the same time. You're only going to do the 2 days. Balance will be probated for you to pay another fine in the amount of $500. So that's separate. On counts 2 and 3, those will be no pros. Count 4 is a NOLO plea, and that's going to be a $100 fine, which is $151.50 with the surcharges. Count 5 is 12 months probation to pay a fine in the amount of $300. That'll be $444. And you'll also do a driver improvement course, but that'll run concurrent with the case ending in 05972. So all you'll have to do is one driver improvement course, okay? You'll have to pay the separate fines, but one driver improvement course will cover both of those. And
So
then
it's
on
$2,000 worth of fines.
I'm sorry.
That's like $2,000 worth of fines.
Hold on, we're getting it. Yeah, it's about that. Hold on. So on the case ending in,
she ready for it to be over with. She like, this about $2,000 worth. Just shut up. Let her finish. Why can't you just be quiet? Just be quiet.
06345, count 6 is a $50 fine. That's going to be $83.25. So let me see if 1, 2, 3.
Now we got this other person over here on this iPhone that's moving around. I don't understand. I'd be like, if y'all don't sit y'all asses down in this court, shit.
Yeah. All right.
It's not on mute. It's just time.
So the other option, Miss Gibson, is we could run one of these consecutive, and that means you would have 12 months, and then you would get an additional 12 months at the end of that if you were still paying off fines and fees. And that way you wouldn't have to try and pay all of this within the first 12 months. And so let me tell you how much it's going to be with the surcharges. So what I calculate is it's $2,891.25 with the surcharges. Now you got kids and you're working. If we want to do a consecutive, which means you'll still have more, you'll have 24 months to pay all of that as opposed to 12 months. If that would help you, I can do it that way.
I'd rather do the 12 because I'm just try to pay it out at one time.
Okay.
Now, if I have to pay it out at one time, I still be on probation.
Yes, ma'am, because you still got other stuff to do. You still got a family violence intervention program course to take. That's 24 weeks. You still got community service. Your community service adds up to 110 hours of community service is what I got.
Okay.
So money wise, it's going to be, like I said, $2,891.25.
All right, I'm gonna pause it right there. I want to show y'all something. We're gonna finish it. Let me show you this. Her fine is $3,000. That's what I calculate. It's 2,800. I just rounded up to $3,000. So I was doing some math, and I was like, okay, let's say she had that same $3,000, and she took that and invested $500 a month on the monthly contribution for the next 30 years for herself, right? Let's say she's what 97. How old is she? From 97 to now, what's that? How old is she? Let's get this. Let's see, 2024. She 27. So so I did 30 years. 30 years. 26, 27. So in 30 years, she'll be 57. She could have put away $709,000 in 30 years. So this $3,000 plus the probation, plus all these fines, all these other things, she's looking at almost close to $1 million of her life she throwing away. This is the foolish finance Friday of it. If she could channel that energy to say, I'm gonna put that $3,000 up, and I'm gonna put away $500 a month. That's $250, because she was like, oh, I'm gonna just pay that off. And she could put up $500 a month. She could do $250 one time. She could do, she can work overtime and put that money up, right? You would think after some time working in a job, whatever it is, she's gonna get a little bump in a raise. She gonna get a little bump. But if she don't even if she gets the bump, it'll make things a little easier. But that $500 she could still steadily put away for 30 years. So by the time she hits 57, she'll have $709,000. Now, I did this on a variance of 8% with 2 as a variance. Like if the market returned like 10%. So if the market returned 10%, she'll be at $1 million. On the low end, on the worst, she'll be at 500,000. So her $3,000 that she's putting up into the court system, plus plus she got to pay whatever some other fines and whatever. She's missing out on almost $1 million for her family, because their kids are gonna grow up. They're gonna go off to college and do whatever they're gonna do. So she's missing out on $1 million, close to 1 million, right? Depending on how the market fluctuates. So that one decision that she has made could cost her a lifetime of earnings. That one decision, or several decisions in this case, that she has made is costing her a lifetime of wealth. She's starting the cycle of having her kids not have any money, not leaving anything behind to them, not giving, like, these are the effects of this. This is why I brought this up on Foolish Finance Friday, because I wanted to get to that verdict of, well, it's $3,000. It's not just $3,000. It's $3,000 and then some. It's $3,000 and then some. Let's get back to it.
Service wise, it's going to be $110. You're also going to have to take a family violence intervention course, so that costs money. You're also going to have to
all these courses she got to take. She could be taking a tech course. All these courses she got to be taking. She could be skilling up. If I was the judge, I'd be like, you're going to take this family violence course and you're going to take this tech training. It's mandatory. If you don't take this tech training and complete and pass and get the certificate, you're going to go to jail. That's what I would be doing. If you really want to get people back in the system, make it mandatory that they start taking tech training classes. Make it mandatory that if they don't take the tech training and pass, you got one or the other. You can go to jail, or you can go to enroll in this tech training program and complete. Check in every month. Thank you.
Do the driver improvement course. That costs money.
Okay.
But what I will do is, I guess, to give you some relief, I'll waive the supervision fees for the first 6 months of your probation.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. And now let's talk about the case. So the jail. So you work Monday through Friday. What you would do is you would turn yourself in on Friday evening between 6 and 7 p.m. You got to do it between those hours, because that's the only time they do intake. You would be here at the Clayton County Jail. And then you would get out the following Sunday between 6 and 7. And so then you would have served your 2 days. So it's up to you when you want to start that. I can give you 1 to 2 weeks to get because you got kids. I can give you 1 to 2 weeks to get
I gotta situate to get somebody to watch them all weekend.
I got you. So I'm looking at your calendar, my calendar, which 1 second. So today is the 4th.
Now, remember the first couple we started with, been knowing each other since they were 14, and they are worried about the $720,000 job. We are here. I wanted to show the contrast, the difference. What are we doing? Why?
January 26th, or that's too far?
Hold on, let me see. Okay, January 26th is not outside the realm of possibility. That'll give the jail some time to process whatever's coming in over the holidays. And then you can turn yourself in on January 26th at between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. So let's say 6 p.m.
Okay.
And then you'll get out on that following Sunday at 6 p.m.
All righty.
All right. Now, Ms. Gibson, now we back on track. I understand. Like I said, there's sometimes when people go through some things. You got me? But you see the consequences of you can't ride fast with your babies in the car. That's just, I mean, you might have been leaving a situation, but you always got to make sure your babies are safe. That's your primary job as their mom. You get me?
Yes.
They didn't ask to be here, but when we bring them here, it's our responsibility to make sure they are safe.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I see you working. I see you trying to do. So I'm trying to give you as much of a, consideration as I can.
Yes.
But let's just be the last time we meet like this. Okay.
It will. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So now this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put you in a breakout room with Mr. Mr. Carmichael. Mr. Carmichael is going to do your intake for probation, and he's going to explain everything that you need to know about probation. This is what I stress. Probation officers here are amazing, and they will do the best that they possibly can to help you succeed.
How you gonna be on probation with 3 kids and you gotta work and you going to jail on the weekend? You ain't skilling up. What I mean,
fully complete. If you work with them, they'll work with you. And they sometimes will come on, on your behalf and ask, okay, well, she can't do this, but can she do that? Can we do this instead of that? They will advocate for you if you are upfront with them, okay? If you have any issues, please bring that to their attention. Don't just let it go like, I couldn't do such a, no, let your probation officer know. And the quickest way to get rearrested and to mess up on probation is to miss a probation report, okay? If you got something going on, you tell them ahead of time. You hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I'm going to put you in a breakout room with Mr. Carmichael. I appreciate you doing better. I realized because the things were so tight in the same time period, I realized that you were going through something. So let's go ahead and put you in the breakout room with Mr. Carmichael, and let's see if we can't get you on the road to straight, as my grandmother would say.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, hold on. Once you go into
whose side out, people? Whose side out? Whose side out? We reached our 2 hours. I didn't even get to all the stuff I wanted to talk about. I thought this was a little bit more important. I thought that was a little bit more important. She missing out on $1 million play. I know, crazy, right? Let me see. Hold on. Hold 1 second. You all probably didn't watch this. I posted in his Slack. So this is one of Dave Ramsey's you should put a banner up with fair use running across. I'm not gonna play it all the way through, but just in case they just put fair use on it there. So this video from George Camel, I put it in Slack. Nobody paid attention to it. In this video, they had to give away $10,000 in 3 hours, and he went to the Waffle House to give away the $10,000. He gave the cook, he gave the waitresses and them $500, but he gave this one lady a total of $2,500. I'm not gonna say anything about why he gave her $2,500. I'm gonna let her tell her story on that. So let me find that, and then we'll go from there. I should have wrote down the timestamp, but it's okay. All right, so here we go right here. So everybody's getting their 500. They got everybody got pretty much say 500. Everybody getting their $500. All right, let's go.
Shatika, I don't want you to feel left out. You've been a blessing as well.
Thank you.
So for you, I've got another 5. This is a lot. This is all in 20s. Look like you're bowling out here.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
I hope it blesses you.
Thank you. I've just been going through a lot. I have 3 kids, and last year I was shot in my chest by my kid's daddy.
Okay, so she got 3 kids. He gave her $500. She got 3 kids. She said, "I'm going through a lot." He's like, "What you going through?" He's like, "Last year I was shot in my chest by my baby daddy, and I got my 3 kids, right? Shot in the chest, but I'm back here at work, and I got 3 kids, and I think this was around Christmas when this came out, so he's like, "Wait a minute, what the hell? You got shot in the chest?" I play that back for you, so y'all can hear that one more time. Because if you would have shot me in the chest, I wouldn't be at work.
Okay, and I can't forget about Shatika. I don't want you to feel left out. You've been a blessing as well.
Thank you.
So for you, I've got another 5. This is a lot. This is all in 20s. Look like you're bowling out here.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
I hope it blesses you.
Thank you.
Look, she looking at the camera like, "God damn it, I'm a G. You can't have me out here crying on the camera. I'm a G." Thank you. Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, all right. Yeah. Let me just keep busy, because if I keep busy, I ain't gonna let these teardrops, because I don't want the teardrops of trauma to drop while I'm here on screen, and y'all are catching this, and I'm trying to hold on because I gotta work and I gotta do these things for these kids, this, that, and other. That's how I looked at it. Goes back to that trauma that I was talking about earlier. Let's get back to it.
Going through a lot. I have 3 kids, and last year I was shot in my chest by my kid's daddy. And I just been having a hard time, and I really appreciate it.
Oh,
I do.
we'll be praying for you. Are you healing up good? You better now? And how are the kids doing?
They're okay.
What's the ages?
7, 2, and 3.
Wow. What are you doing for Christmas for them?
I don't know. I'm just hanging in,
Hanging here? You'll be working on Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Well, how about this? You got all those kids. We need to get them some nice Christmas gifts, don't you think? How about this, Shatika? We got something special just for you. We got an extra $2,000 to give you. We heard you've been going through it. We want to bless you.
Who cut the onions? Who cut the onion? I had to cry. Now what did she do? I have no idea. Again, I don't know if they got into a fight. I don't know what happened. I just know to get shot in the chest is not something I'm thinking that's gonna happen in a fight. I don't want to get shot in the chest. I'm sorry. And I wouldn't expect me to be shooting anybody in the chest either. I'm gonna pour a little water on you or something like that, but I ain't gonna shoot you in the chest. But no, she couldn't hold it back.
1,000 extra dollars on top of your 500.
Thank you.
Get those kids some Christmas gifts. If I come back there and hug you, you're a warrior.
Thank you.
You're a hero. Thank you for what you do every day.
And look how she tower over him. She tower over him.
Those kids are so blessed to have you. You know that? You know how hard their mama works for them? What she's been through? I hope it's a different.
She trying to hold it in. You know what? I'm a poop, but you ain't gonna shoot me in the chest and I'm gonna bounce back up. Like I'm like, I'm down. I'm out. I'm down. I'm out.
Christmas for y'all.
Thank you. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much.
You're amazing. Thank you all so much. God bless you guys. Oh my goodness. You guys are incredible.
That's what I wanted to show you all. I have more, but I think y'all got the picture. Um, who knows what her medical bills are like? Who knows what she has to go through in order to survive? Um, it's just one of them things like you just never know. Like I don't know what it's like to get shot in the chest. And and she said it so casually. Yeah, he shot me in the chest. But I'm here working, and I got kids, 10, or she say 7, 2 and 3, and I'm assuming the 2 and 3 are probably by the same guy. But I'm here working on, and I'm gonna be working Christmas and stuff like that. And I'm gonna do my thing, and we're gonna figure it out because that's what we do. Yeah, like I'm just gonna shoot you in the chest. You cool? You good? You take these licks. The hell is that? Like, I don't know. And I don't know if he legitimized those kids either. Doesn't sound like they're legitimized either. So, I say all that to say this. We are at a crux, and we've been talking about it for a while now. The Hispanics have surpassed us. They will continue to do so. We are at the bottom of the barrel. You need to figure out what it is, and what you're gonna do. Listen, if you're gonna be single, be the best single person that you can be. Make the most money that you can. Right? Be the best person you can be. If you're gonna be married, be the best marriage couple. If y'all gonna cohabitate, live together, whatever the case may be the best that you can be together. It's okay. It's okay to be rich. It's okay to make money. It's okay to live nice. Well, it should be a mantra. I think I'll make that every day. It's okay to be rich. It's okay to be nice. It's okay to live nice. You ain't gotta struggle all your life. If the person don't work out with you, that's cool. Understand the structures that are in place to protect your assets. If you feel like you want to you built up this empire, you can use things like prenups and I'm talking about this tomorrow, and trusts to protect your assets. If you feel like you don't want to have no kids, don't have no kids. But don't do things to get kids, and then when they get here, be like, eh, eh. I look at it two ways. Everybody's like women control access to sex. Men, you control access to where your penis go. You ain't gotta whip your penis out and stick it in. You can whip it out, but it ain't gotta go in. You have control that. Just like women control who goes into her. Same thing with men. You control where it go. You both of it. You both. You both got options. So you don't have to sit up here and play the finger game. Who controls access? I can't get access to it unless it's out and it's doing its thing. It's just that simple. So you all got to figure out what it is and where you want to be at. What you want your life to look like. Who you want to be. Right? What y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna sit up here and keep complaining? And it's men and women. You gonna sit up here like I was talking to D today about the whole freaking thing about the color purple. I'm so sick of that goddamn conversation. That's another conversation I'm tired of. It depicted black men. It is a point of view of somebody's story. In fact, it's two people that wrote that story. It was Alice Walker and I think the guy was named Odessa or something like that. I think he was from like I don't think he was German. He was from somewhere else. It's two people that wrote that book. It wasn't Alice Walker that wrote the book by herself, by the way. It's actually two people that actually a man and a woman wrote that book together. Steven Spielberg produced the movie. The only reason why it was so big for Oprah because it was her first debut in acting. It was her first debut as an actress. Quincy Jones wrote the score. There were other people that were involved, but everybody always be like, it's Oprah's fault. Okay, so why did the men choose to be the actors in the movie? Why did they choose to play those roles? Like, we got so many things that we want to argue about that's minute about how it looks, how the color purple looks to us. Okay, well, how did Boys in the Hood look to us? How does, and this is one of my little pet peeves is how did what's the one with the guy in the Rockabye Baby? What's her name? What's that movie? Rockabye Baby. They in the hood, Ice T and all of them. What's the name of that movie with New Jack City? Is does New Jack City represent all black men? Now, I just want to know, does New Jack City represent all black men? Right? So, Boys in the Hood, New Jack City, you control your own image. Black women, you control your own image. You control what get put out there. Black men, you control what get put out there. I've been asking for this for months. 4 months. Everybody keep talking about Oprah depicted talked about black men bad for 40 years. I said, well, give me the video and the timestamp. I've been asking. Nobody's gave me a video or a timestamp. Please don't come at me talking about Michael Jackson, how she talked about Michael Jackson. Did y'all go look at The Sun? Did you go look at all the Inquirer? Did you go look at all those other news medias and how they depicted Michael Jackson? Did y'all go look at those medias? What was you doing when Maury was around? When y'all was signing up and running on the stage with Maury and running off the stage, you're not the father. Like, well, y'all, you chose. People have chosen these things. And now you see the effects of your choices and you don't like them. You don't like the effects of your choices. They were trying to ban NWA and Luke back in the day. They were like, no, Born in the USA. That's why they came out with parental advisory. That's why they came out with those parental advisory. That's why it came out because of Luke. They was like, and if you go, you can pull up Luke standing on the beach with the guns and the big booty Judies. We can go back. If we want to talk about why your child, why is it mommy and me in the pole dancing classes? We can go back. I like big butts and I can't deny. Ooh, ooh. Come on. Sir Mix-a-Lot. Come on. How many more times are we going to hear about, oh my goodness, I can't believe the women are like this, or I can't believe the men are like this? Your music controls how you all have been depicted in the image. And you put that happy medium together and put them on TV. Let's not talk about BET Uncut. We want to go there? Because we can go there. Let me get a credit card. If we wouldn't want to go there. So we can't sit up here and say, I can't believe this is where we're at right now. You don't get to the sexy Reds, the Cardi B's, and the Meg the Stallions without Luke, without all the other stuff. We don't get there just because. You can't keep putting out songs talking about if she ain't what you say, I like them, what do you say? I like them big, red, brown, yellow, brown, something. What is what does he say? What does Lil Wayne say? And we like her too. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. But now y'all be like, oh no, I can't be with no woman and she got out here having threesomes. Well, what do you mean? Like you can't sit up here for 20, 30, 40 years talking about if she ain't giving it up for me and my homies. And then when she do give it up for you and your homies, she ain't worth it. But just what you've been telling her. You've been telling her, if you ain't no 304, I can't rock with you. You need to do it for my boys. You be like, but where her daddy was at? Her daddy is one of them. Her daddy is one of them. Her daddy is one of them. So you can't get there all this time. And now we here. You produce the card. You produce the Lottos, the Sexy Reds. They're a product of what you've been telling them. They are a product of that. So here we are. And now you want to sit up here and say, no, it's because she didn't have a mommy and a daddy. A lot of these kids got mommy and daddies that are active in their life and they still want to be they still want to be thugs. Then Michael Irvin's son just come out talking about he a thug, and his daddy had to come out and tell him, no, son, you's a trust fund baby. You grew up with millions. He got a daddy, by the way, who was on drugs, but that's beside the point. But goes back to my point. He got a daddy. Who active? Who telling you? Same thing with Deion Sanders. He had to get his sons together. Son, you ain't come from no struggle. It was years ago. He was like, you a trust fund baby. That ain't you. Some kids just want to do it. That's just what they want to do. Because it look cool. It sound cool. It sound cool. It sound good. But we don't get here. We don't get to the Cardi B's and the Meg the Stallions. The reason why you got the Lil Kim and the Foxy Browns. The reason why you got the Lil Kims and the Foxy Browns. Right? The reason why you got you look at the morphing over time from UNITY, Queen Latifah to MC Light to salt and pepper, and then boom in your face, boom in your face, in your face. That's where your little Kim and your Foxy Browns. But then after them, it's on to the next level. We got a whole new level. You got a whole new level, right? So the natural progression over time, you can't keep for years and years and years and years and years, and we talking decades, are talking about, oh, I want to see you with, if you ain't coming to my house with your girlfriend, you don't need to come. If I ain't busting you down, blah 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 blah. What you mean you ain't busting her down? So naturally, if I'm not busting you down, if I'm not having a threesome or a couple of girls over, I'm not worthy. I'm my body's not worthy. Hence why we get the Cassies. Like y'all got to keep it real with yourselves. Like y'all try to skate everything. Like you don't get here without the messaging. You don't get here. Then I grew up in Atlanta. Let me tell you, I remember the pimp classic, the pimp gathering. Every year the pimps come into town. They got the pimp ball. Cleveland, pimp, Detroit, pimp, the pimp ball. Go look it up. Everybody got the pimp ball they bringing in. They got their cars. They got their. We don't get here without. We don't get here without the messaging. We don't get here because you want to be here. We don't get here without the culture. How many times you gonna tell her like, "Oh, I don't like no dark skinned girl. Oh, I don't like no." I've been told that plenty of times. You too dark for me. I can't date no woman that's dark as you. You ain't light enough. Cool. But we don't get here without a message. So the question is, what's gonna be the new messaging? What message you gonna send out? Right? What message you gonna send out? What's gonna be the new messaging this year? What's gonna be the new messaging? Like everybody mad at Ebony K. Williams. Oh, Ebony K. Williams. She want to date the bus driver. Well, if you listen to her story, I understand her story. Well, everybody could, I was talking to D about this, and me and D we were going back and forth about this, and it was like, I went and looked up. I did the calculation. I went and looked up how much of the white population makes 100,000. How much of the white population make 100K? Right, right. So we got 17.7%. 17.76% make 100K. 11.9% make 100K for black people. Right? That's what it says. That's what I'm pulling back right now. Right? So right here, 100K, 17.7, 17.6. Hispanic is 14.7. And black is 11.9, and Asian alone is 18.6. That's what I'm getting. That's what I'm seeing. We'll blow it up some more. Right here on this line right here. So then I said, okay, 17.6. All right, cool. I said, well, then, how many white people in the U.S.? How many is that? 231.9 million. We'll go with 232. All right. So then I said, okay, well, let's get a calculator. And I don't want to do that one, but I want Google's calculator. Okay. So we got 232 million white people. One more. One. Yep. And they say 17.6. So let's go with 18%. So that's what I thought. It is 42 million white people that make 100,000 at a minimum, right? 42 million. 42 million. It's 13.6 million black people in the United States. If you're thinking how I'm thinking, maybe a false equivalent here. How can we move the needle from 11% to 40%? They got 41 million. We only got 13 million black people. 17 million. Let's give us 17 million. We still don't even come close to they 41 million that make 100K. So when I hear the numbers, and I hear black people can't, not every black person can make 100K, or not every black man can make 100K, or not every white or every black woman can make 100K. I don't know what the numbers tell you. If 41 million, 42 if we want to be rounded up, if 42 million of them make 100K, and it's only 17 million of us, we can't get 9 million of us to make 100K. So let's see how many it is. All right, so let's go back. How many black people in the US? 41.6. 41.6. All right, I think it come out to 13 million for that make it. All right, 41.6, and we go with 42 million. So now let's go here and clear 42 million. We only made 13% of the population. That's why I got 13% for that. All right, 42 million. All right, and it said 11 point. I'll do 12. I'll do 12%. I just give us a little boost. So that means that we got 5 million black people that make 100,000. We got 5 million black people that make 100,000 out of our 41. So, in if we're looking at just numbers, I'm just doing numbers. 42 million white people make $100,000. The black population is 41 million, 42 million. So the 100, they trump our 100, they 100K trump our entire population. How can we make turn that 12% into, let's see, if we matched and did 18%, let's do 18%. So 42 million. 1, 2, 3 times 0.18. That'll give us about 7 million. I'm trying to get to 9. Tech RX, I don't think it's that complicated. I don't think it's that complex to get there. I think the complexity to get there is the bullshit. That's what I think. I don't think it's that complex to get to 100. I think it's just bullshit. I think what you putting in your variables is bullshit. Honestly, I don't think it's that complex. I think the route is simple. I think people have to just commit, not stray. Don't go off and do your own thing. Don't you nope, you ain't doing this. I think it's so clear. I think the path is so clear. It's so clear, it's so easy we don't even want to do it. I think the path to 100K is so clear and so easy we don't even want to do it. I do. I think we make excuses on not getting there. I think we make excuses on why we can't get there, that it's ingrained in us. And again, let's go back to that brick ceiling that we don't even do it. We don't even attempt. We don't even try. That's what I think. And I could be wrong, but you can't tell me that we can't. There's no path. There's no clear path to get there. You can't tell me that. I don't buy it. What I do buy is there's a lack of hope from some people. I do buy people don't want to try, and I do buy some people don't want to even entertain it. But let me tell you, when they do entertain it, when they want to reach out to you and they need some money, when they about to retire, or when they can't pay a bill, or when their repossession come up, they think about it. Or when that child got to go off to school, or when they just need an emergency, they need to be bailed out, they think about it. So you can't tell me they don't think about it. They think about it. But I think the path is clear. I think we got to stop tricking and fooling ourselves and saying that it ain't. I think we sit out here and we were like, yeah, I'm going to go to school and do X, Y, Z, cool. But if you ain't going to school, go do this. If you ain't going to school to do that, if you ain't going to school to do this, don't talk to me. That's what I think. I could be wrong. Put in a comment below. I'm out. We over.